Good afternoon, traders. Today is April the 19th. We had a great day in the markets. Dow Jones finished up 65 points, 0.5%. NASDAQ finished up 20 points, almost 1%. And this usually happens when they're selling one index harder than any of the other ones. It becomes undervalued, therefore investors flock to that on any signs of strength. E-minis finished up 7 points, and then the Russell, which was the key underperformer today. I believe TZA just finished under unchanged at about 5 cents down, but it was leading the way up. If you don't know what TZA is, it's the inverse of the Russell 2000 ETF index. All right, crude oil 108.21 closed up 50 cents. Gold hit all-time high 1500 today. Silver, right now silver is currently trading at 43.60 43.96, but we hit that key $44 level. US dollar finished marginally unchanged. VIX down once again. So this has really been a sign of the volatility isn't really increasing in the market, and it was a great shorting opportunity yesterday. I hope everyone got involved with it. Down 6% today. So we're still up 4% on the week. So we'll see how that goes tomorrow. Euro finished up. Semiconductor index finished up, and RBOB finished down a little lower, only 1 cent. Steel index, this is the one that we're watching, up 45 points today. I'll point this out in just a moment. And then right under that we have the coals and then the OIH. I'm going to go into the positions that I'm currently holding and the positions that I sold. Upgrades, you had 10 upgrades today and 18 downgrades. It's been like this over the last 2 days. We'll continue watching the sentiment here. Okay, so on the economic calendar, it was slow today, but we had housing starts and building permits today. And if you don't know much about economics, you go to briefing.com and you can learn a lot about it. Anyways, what the housing starts is basically when they start building the house after the land gets excavated and everything. Permits, they are a good sign of telling if the housing market is increasing, but not a lot of investors pay attention to this as much because not all counties you have to get a building permit in. And I have a construction background, so this is one of my specialty areas when it comes to economics. Anyways, both of them increased over the prior month. They beat the starts beat by 7% versus consensus, and then the permits beat by 11% versus consensus. 594,000 last month was 534 on the permits, and then on the starts 549,000 versus 512. So that's a good sign right there. Today's earnings calendar, I don't have enough time to go through each one individually, but if you want to pause the video right here, you can view all the ones that reported today, and you can pretty much check how they did. Some of the key ones you want to look out for: when Yahoo beat on earnings, USB, pretty much all the banks beat, and they got some upgrades today. BTU, Peabody Energy, remember Goldman Sachs downgraded them 2 weeks ago. Novelis beat. Juniper, they beat. Johnson & Johnson beat, and they guided forward-year earnings up. And I was a little confused about that because they have so many recalls. I don't know how they continue making profits, but they did. BK, they beat. Cree, I didn't check that one out, but they finished marginally higher on the day. CSX, Delta Airlines, Forest Labs, Goldman Sachs, Harley Davidson, and then ISRG, also Intel. Now we're looking at the intraday 5-minute chart of the E-minis. Yesterday, what I called for was a move above 1301. We want to get long, and a hold under 1299. We want to get short. And you see, as soon as we approach the 1299, we put in the doji, and then right after that we had a bullish engulfing pattern. So that looked pretty good. Then we got back above 1301, and the rest of the day closed it off at highs. So for tomorrow, if we get over the prior day's high around 1309 today, we're going to look for the 1315 to be some resistance. And of course, you already know the levels for support. Right now, 1304 will be your S1. With 1303, we'll just call this one level right here, being that the open and the high are so close from yesterday. And then 1301, 1299. Here's the gold chart just to show you guys. Here's that 1500. And now what usually happens is going into tomorrow's session, the last time we've hit 1300, 1400, 1200, etc. Usually the next day you have some buying in the overseas markets, China especially, so maybe we could get a blast up to maybe 1510 to 1515 tomorrow before the demand drying out and people start taking profits. Alright, so here's the silver chart, and the high was 44.17, continues to approach the $50 level, and I currently am long a big position in silver. If you guys have been watching my videos, you know that by now. I still love it. I'm going to start taking profits if we approach the $45 level. I still think that 50 will definitely be hit, but I don't want to be greedy. Book your profits when they're there. Okay, so now we're looking at the steel index. Move over a little bit, and right under this 1900 level, the exact number is 1893. That was the key support that we bounced off of just in mid-March. Then we moved up sharply, pulled back, and the steel stocks got a bounce today. So did the sector. What I like to see is this lower high forming. It's a second one. So we broke out of this downtrend and we got up here. Now what I want to see is us hold over the 2000 level to get that initial move back up to 2050. As steel stocks start participating, the markets could very well move higher. Okay, so going into the steel stocks, you guys know that I was currently holding US Steel, and I sold 3/4 of my position today, booked a nice profit. And there's another guy that's a subscriber, he PD Carpin, he actually emailed me last night and he said that he got in the trade with me, and I'm happy to hear that. I'm sure he made a lot of money today too, and it was a nice trade, simply technical. Today you had a nice gap up over the 51.39 key level. Now looking to the right here, if we could get over the prior week's high, this would be considered a bullish engulfing pattern, which is alone bullish, and then you could probably see a move back up to 55.71. Of course, we have this downtrend around 54 first, but tomorrow, if we get another up move over the highs, I'm gonna probably take the rest off. Alright, now we're looking at Schlumberger. OIH was strong today, and I got long Schlumberger because I knew once it got over the 85.40 it would complete the engulfing pattern, which it did, and I'm very confident. I sold some of it today as a day trade because I was up 75 cents and my options were my calls were up huge. Now we're right under the 100-day moving average, so that's right around 86.64. We hit a high of 86.25 today. I think that Schlumberger could move up. Usually I do not like to trade stocks that have a flat 20-day moving average. That kind of says that it's in a range, but I'll make an exception for this one. If we do hit 87 tomorrow, that's probably where I'll take the rest out, 87 to 87.50. Alright, so FCX, I am long FCX. I sold some today at the high of the day, and it just got beaten down so much on the backs of that Alcoa earnings report. I'm not holding this into earnings, but tomorrow, if it gets up to 53, I'll probably take my profits there. I'm very happy with this position. Looking at the intraday chart, I started getting long right around 51.08, And look at this beautiful move all the way up over the prior day's high. If you guys happen to get long FCX, just watch this 51.45 level as support. And I sold my ACAM yesterday, just to let you guys know that it did gap up to a high of 40.68 today, but I wasn't being greedy. I made huge profits on that. That was my biggest winner of the week. And I'm wrapping the video up now. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Good luck trading.